Welcome to SatanIsMySuperhero. In this episode, we investigate the claim made by conservative Christians every year that Christmas has been threatened by forces they are weirdly shy about specifically naming.
I'll save you some time. It's Jews.
The first and foremost piece of cognitive dissonance we must force our way through when examining the threat to Christmas is where it has actually come from historically.
Is it Big Easter?
Christmas had been frowned upon and ignored in a lot of Protestant places throughout Europe for as long as the Protestant movement had existed. Their reasoning was pretty straightforward. Unbelievably straightforward and logical for Christians, actually. The Christmas celebration is simply not Christian.
Neither was Jesus.
It's not biblical and was not known to the faith's founding fathers.
And what about we have him crucified by the Romans?
Can we have the Romans tricked into it by sneaky Jews? It plays better with fascists.
Love it!
Daddy!
Not now, dear. Daddy's busy inventing Christianity.
The earliest mention of any Christmas celebration is from a Roman bishop in 129 of the Common Era, long after the New Testament authors had passed.
Excuse me, Bishop, are you drunk?
Is a celebration.
The only celebration on right now is Saturnalia. Have you been taking part in pagan rituals?
No. I've been celebrating, Jesus. Yes, Jesus. That's it. It's his birthday.
So while already not celebrated by some Europeans, the first official state ban was introduced by the British Puritan Parliament in 1647.
The motion to ruin everyone's fun is carried by the House. Never again shall the cool people have parties we're not invited to.
You will often hear this ban on Christmas was spearheaded by Oliver Cromwell.
Fake news.
He was part of that puritanic theocratic government, but he wasn't actually pulling the levers of power at that moment in history.
It wasn't me, Gov. I swear. I wasn't there.
Satan.
In fact, there is no record in his letters or speeches of his opinion on the Christmas ban one way or the other.
Mr. Cromwell, what are your thoughts on banning Christmas?
I'm a bit busy right now. I've got a treacherous parliament of oligarchs trying to get out of paying the soldiers they hired to overthrow the king. It's almost like they lied to the common man, sowed chaos among the electorate just to increase their own personal power. And one of them insists on naming everything X. Nothing new ever happens.
It's argued this official ban was neither popular, effective, nor particularly enforced.
Hey, we said no Christmas celebrations.
This isn't a Christmas party, this is just a general party that you're also not invited to.
This ban on Christmas was rescinded immediately at the restoration of the British monarchy in 1660.
I'm back, bitches, and look who I brought with me.
Oh.
But never fear, the war on Christmas would continue to be waged by the OG founding fathers of the United States of Jesus Christ's America. That's right, the Plymouth Rock Pilgrims went out of their way to prove the point and worked on the very first Christmas Day in the New World in 1620.
We've really shown those satanic popists back in England just who's right with the Lord, haven't we, Brother Pilgrim?
Oh yes, most certainly, Sister Pilgrim. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to die of scurvy.
Then the Massachusetts Bay Colony went and made Christmas illegal in 1659.
Hey there, Pilgrim. There is nothing more un-American than Christmas.
This ban would remain in place until it was overturned by the English governor in 1681.
I say, chaps, you left the motherland claiming you were fleeing religious intolerance. Yet, as soon as you arrived here, you immediately began your own religious persecution.
That's not what happened.
Oh, really? Tell me what did happen. That's what I thought. Christmas is back on.
Christmas would not be recognized as a federal holiday in the United States of Jesus Christ's America until 1870. 250 years after white colonization began and a century after becoming a sovereign republic.
Totally a Christian nation. Totally.
The panic over a war on Christmas as we know it today was probably started by anti-Semite Henry Ford in his 4-volume set of booklets,
The International Jew, the World's Foremost Problem.
Ford wrote,
The whole record of the Jewish opposition to Christmas, Easter, and other Christian festivals, and their opposition to certain patriotic songs, shows the venom and directness of their attack.
I think what he really meant was,
If you join a union, the Jews will murder Santa.
Ho, ho, ho.
In 1959, the too far right for Barry Goldwater John Birch Society fanned the panic with a pamphlet titled,
There Goes Christmas.
in which they claimed,
One of the techniques now being applied by the Reds to weaken the pillar of religion in our country is the drive to take Christ out of Christmas, to denude the event of its religious meaning.
That's right, it was the communists turning Christmas into a capitalist orgy of consumption and excess. But not content with only blaming the Reds under the bed, the John Birch Society also claimed,
What they now want to put over on the American people is simply this. Department stores throughout the country are to utilize UN symbols and emblems as Christmas decorations.
Of course it's the United Nations, of course it is.
The communists and United Nations are trying to steal Christmas.
When you say communists and United Nations, you mean Jews, don't you?
Yes. No, I mean, no.
Peter Brimlow, who has sued institutions for calling him a white supremacist, so we won't call him a white supremacist, but he is very definitely a white supremacist, is believed to have coined the phrase war on Christmas in the late 90s. According to Brimlow himself, the first time the phrase was ever posted online was by him on December the 12th, 2000, on his own website, vdeer.com.
The war against Christmas rages on, part of the struggle to abolish America.
This post was in relation to an email he'd received from Amazon wishing him
Happy holidays.
I won't have a happy holiday now. You've ruined it.
For context, here's a couple of points about the creator of the phrase war on Christmas.
Bigot check.
In 1995, Brimlow published the book
Alien Nation, Common Sense about America's Immigration Disaster. But don't call me a white nationalist or I'll sue.
Also in 95, responding to critics of that book, he wrote a piece in the New York Times titled
Immigration and bad social policies don't mix. A white ethnic core. But don't call me a white supremacist or I'll sue.
In 1999, he set up the organisation VDEER, which the Southern Poverty Law Centre describes as a hate group and the Anti-Defamation League calls a
Racist anti-immigrant group.
But don't call me a racist or I'll sue.
VDEER is named after Virginia Deer, the first white child born to allegedly 2 white parents in the New World in 1587.
Congratulations, Mrs. Dare. It's a girl.
What colour is she?
White? Why would you ask?
Oh, no reason. Can someone let Running Bear know it's probably okay to return to camp?
Brimlow has called for the reversal of Brown versus Board of Education. This was the ruling that ended segregations in school in 1954.
Come on, it's been 70 years. How much schooling do these coloured children need? I'm not a racist. If you call me one, I'll sue.
Make America great again.
At the 2012 Conservative Political Action Conference, Brimlow gave a speech titled
The Failure of Multiculturalism, How the Pursuit of Diversity is Weakening the American Identity.
Now, I actually agree with Brimlow on this one. You see, the very definitely white supremacist anti-immigration warrior Peter Brimlow is, of course, an immigrant himself.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
I'm not talking about a DACA immigrant who was brought there as a minor. No, he moved to the US when he was in his 30s. So yes, immigrants like Peter Brimlow are weakening American identity.
I didn't mean white immigrants, obviously.
And in my final note on Brimlow, in 2021, a New York court dismissed his defamation case because Brimlow failed to produce any evidence that the New York Times had acted with malice when they said he was
an anti-Semitic open white nationalist animated by race hatred.
When did being a bigot become a bad thing?
Despite Brimlow's best efforts, the war on Christmas really took off in 2004 when sex pest Bill O'Reilly decided he could also make hay in the battlefield with a segment titled
Christmas Under Siege.
He told his Fox News viewers,
all over the country, Christmas is taking flack.
After giving some examples of local municipalities and privately owned businesses not endorsing Christianity full-throatedly enough, he then added,
secular progressives realize that America, as it is now, will never approve of gay marriage, partial birth abortion, euthanasia, legalized drugs, income redistribution through taxation, and many other progressive visions because of religious opposition. But if the secularists can destroy religion in the public arena, the brave, new, progressive world is a possibility. That's what happened in Canada.
I think sex pest O'Reilly thinks his viewers think Canada is some kind of dystopian gay communist wasteland. And he might be right. Not about Canada, I mean about his audience.
The best thing about being Canadian, is the liberal society and free healthcare, The worst thing is the state-enforced butt stuff,
Now you know why they call their police force Mounties.
Now that sex pest O'Reilly comment was much longer than I would normally like to give a sex pest on my show, but I really wanted to include this part.
America, as it is now, will never approve of gay marriage, partial birth abortion, euthanasia, legalized drugs, income redistribution through taxation.
Gay marriage and legalized drugs have already been knocked off that list. It's just nice sometimes to be reminded these guys are losing.
Political correctness has gone too far, goddammit. First, they'll take Christmas, and then they'll tell you can't sexually harass your staff and colleagues. Where does the woke mind virus end?
Also in 2004, noticing the department store Macy's was using the phrase
Happy Holidays.
Anti-Semitic, Holocaust-doubting, Nazi-defending former Nixon and Reagan staffer, wannabe Republican Party presidential nominee Pat Buchanan wrote,
what we are witnessing here are hate crimes against Christianity.
Persecution complex.
For the next 2 decades, Fox News treated the war on Christmas as their version of Shark Week.
This week, all week, on Fox News. Not a real news company. The war on Christmas.
Mommy, what happened to Santa?
The Jews have murdered him, just like they did with white Jesus.
We'll bring you in-depth analysis from the experts.
I'm an expert. When Jesus invented Christmas, he said, let my people be free, and that means I shouldn't be canceled for using the N-word.
And we'll also bring you heartbreaking stories from the front line.
And then the cleaners said, Happy Holidays! Oh, it's terrible. Why would they say that? Why? Why, God, why?
The War on Christmas. Only on Fox News. Not a real news company.
In 2005, inconsequential Fox News host John Gibson published the book
The War on Christmas. How the liberal plot to ban the sacred Christian holiday is worse than you thought.
He went on Sex Pest O'Reilly's show to plug it.
I love you, Bill. Not in a gay way. Unless you want it to be that way.
In Gibson's book, he writes,
the wages of this war on Christmas are a cabal of secularists or so-called humanists, trial lawyers, cultural relativists, and liberal, guilt-racked Christians, not just Jewish people.
Oh, how nice. He spreads his hate around. He's an equal opportunity bigot.
Also in 2005, the President, CEO and General Counsel of the Alliance Defending Freedom, Alan Sears, published the book
The ACLU versus America. exposing the agenda to redefine moral values.
In which Sears claimed,
The ACLU and its allies terrorize local communities on an almost daily basis with letters, emails, and telephone calls to silence Christmas.
I just don't think the ACLU have that kind of time on their hands.
Hi, I'm calling from the ACLU. Stop doing Christmas. Hi, I'm calling from the ACLU. Stop doing Christmas. Hi, I'm calling from the ACLU. Stop doing Christmas. Hi, I'm calling from the ACLU. Can you hold for just a moment? I've got a call coming in on another line. Hi, you've reached the ACLU. How can I help you today? Oh, thank you for returning my call. Stop doing Christmas. Thanks for holding. Stop doing Christmas.
Alan Sears Alliance Defending Freedom is a Christian legal advocacy group trying to bring about the Republic of Gilead through the legal system. The Southern Poverty Law Centre lists them as an extremist anti-LGBTQ hate group.
Ebenezer Scrooge was gay, you know. Not a lot of people pick up on that. Read the book again. You'll see.
So I guess just being homophobes and not anti-Semites is an improvement.
From Wikipedia, in 2022, Alliance Defending Freedom took on a case defending a Tennessee-based Christian adoption agency that refused to work with Jewish prospective parents.
Oh, Alliance Defending Freedom, you sneaky bigots.
When we say freedom, we mean privilege. White privilege.
Just in time for Christmas 2013, former Republican vice presidential nominee and renowned geography scholar
I can see the North Pole from my house.
Sarah Palin wrote the perfect stocking filler.
Good tidings and great joy, protecting the heart of Christmas. I got you a book written by Sarah Palin for Christmas.
Oh, yay! But will I get in trouble if I colour outside the lines?
In 2015, evangelical pastor Joshua Fierstein went viral with a video of himself titled,
Starbucks removed Christmas from their cups because they hate Jesus.
I wonder if they found out Jesus drinks bubble tea.
In this video, Fierstein boasts how he had tricked a poor Starbucks employee just trying to get through their day into writing Merry Christmas on his cup. How did Fierstein pull off this Bond-level ploy? He told the Starbucks server his name was Merry Christmas.
And first-time winner of all the Nobel Prizes combined together is Joshua Fierstein for being so goddamn clever.
The alleged Christian pastor also boasts he entered that retail establishment carrying his gun.
Just in case Jesus isn't real.
He also claimed,
Starbucks, guess what? Just to offend you, I made sure to wear my Jesus Christ shirt into your store. So did you notice my t-shirt?
No, I couldn't imagine any reason at all I would ever look at your weedy little chest. Are your pecs inverted?
It's a medical condition.
During the 2016 campaign, Donald Trump gave a speech at Liberty University,
where stupid people go to get stupider.
Trump told the wonderful folk there,
When was the last time you saw Merry Christmas? You don't see it anymore. They want to be politically correct. If I'm president, you will see Merry Christmas in department stores. Believe me. Believe me.
Mr. President, a pandemic is sweeping the world. If we're not careful, 1 million Americans will die.
Maybe, but at least they'll die with Merry Christmas still ringing on their sweet, sweet American lips.
In 2016, Trump was elected president for life.
If the election of Trump isn't a message from Jesus that it's okay to sexually assault people, I don't know what is.
And just like that, the war on Christmas was over.
That's bullshit.
Being a Satan is my superhero listener, you're obviously brilliant at spotting bullshit. But you could do better. You should join our Patreon at the Third Circle of Hell. And you can get access to behind-the-scenes tomfoolery and shenanigans.
Go to patreon.com/SatanIsMySuperhero
to support the show. Just like it says in the Bible. I think it's near the back, you might have missed it.
What can we take away from the
War on Christmas!
All the lies these Christians tell around the mythological war on Christmas actually results in diminishing Christmas celebrations. There are school boards and local government bodies all through the US that Fox News,
not a real news company,
has tricked into thinking they'll be sued by the ACLU for openly celebrating Christmas. So they don't.
Don't answer it. I accidentally said Merry Christmas to a student. It might be the ACLU.
The greatest threat to Christmas is, and always has been, Christians. And that's why Satan is my superhero.
Happy holidays!
Thank you so much for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, all that podcast stuff. But most of all, please give us money.
Visit SatanIsMySuperhero.com.
If you join our Patreon at the Third Circle of Hell, you'll receive access to exclusive content like this.
Are we sure it was to save girls from being sold into sex trafficking and not his way of buying girls for sex trafficking?
You know, you bring up a solid point.
Do you see, this is what happens when I start. This is why I don't ask questions.
You shouldn't ask questions.
I didn't know I was going to get a Roman history lesson again.
Always
why
does.
Not just
the Roman Empire.
A long Roman Empire lecture.
Yeah. Moving along.
I didn't ask.
You did ask.
I didn't ask that. What?
Yep.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you're allowed to call Henry Ford an anti-Semite. No one gets to argue.
I was with a religious friend recently who commented when we found a good car park. You should have state-enforced butt sex.
Oh, that's what racist means. I thought it means you drive race cars. I'm totally a racist then.